Don't microwave my muffin. Hi all. Longtime lurker, and I've been sitting on this story for years. Once upon a time I worked at a Wendy's back in high school, and at the time they had just started to experiment with breakfast foods like coffee and muffins. The muffins came frozen. At the time, the way to prepare them was to put it in the microwave for about 30 seconds. It's a regular morning shift, and this Karen who had already ordered comes back to the counter and says, "This muffin is too hot. I want one that isn't heated up." "I'm sorry, ma'am, but we have to microwave them because they come in frozen." "I don't care. I want muffin that wasn't put in the microwave." And in a classic move, she turns around and goes back to her table. I could be mistaken since this happened so long ago, but I think the conversation went longer than that. And there was another coworker there to back me up on telling this lady that the muffins were frozen. I brought her the muffin. It was cold as ice, hard as a rock, and you couldn't even peel the paper wrapper off because it was all frozen together. I set the muffin down on a plate by itself in front of the lady and her three friends and said, in my best customer service voice, "Here is your muffin that has not been put in microwave, just like you ordered." The look of defeat on her face before I turned around and walked away. My only regret is not waiting longer to see more of the aftermath. I wish I could have seen her friends laughing at her. The look of disappointment as she tries to bite into a frozen baked good, but the cool guys never turn around to look back at the explosion as they're walking away from it. That, and being the timid little teenager I was, I went back to hide behind the counter before she had the chance to rage at me for another incorrectly temperatured muffin. When I went to clean off that table after they left, the muffin was still there, wrapper half torn off of it, a piece missing like she tried to tear it off with her fingers. A small packet of margarine beside it, opened but untouched. In the amount of time it took her to complain and get her new muffin, the original muffin would have been cooled off enough to eat. But instead, this lady ends up wasting 2 muffins and her own money. Edit to say that's all happened in the late 90s, so my memory's a bit fuzzy. I had to bring the muffin out on something, so it was a paper plate, but it was probably a napkin.